What is going on, people? Nosferatu here, and I'm bringing you some GTA 5 online. It's a game that I've slept on for the longest time, but since the release of, well, the soon-to-be release of GTA 6, I decided to get into it, sort of get a refresher. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to be discussing my favorite part in the entire game, which is the Sentinel GTS. It's based on the M3, BMW M3 G80. And honestly, apart from anything else, I mean, it looks insane. It's probably the most good-looking car in the game. But the engine sound is fucking nuts. Let's take it for a ride, shall we? Shall we? Rain is not ideal, so I reckon we should go to the LS car meet and do the time trial there. Oh my god, not a good start. And one thing I like about this car is that it double clutches. But the way you've got to do it is you've got to hold the handbrake longer than, for example, the Banshee. There it is. And honestly, it's one of the best sounding cars. Now, when I first started playing the game, I didn't really use headphones or like actual monitors, so I couldn't really tell how good the engine actually sounds, how realistic it sounds on this car. But I feel like by far, this car is the most realistic car in the game, period. And it's the funnest to drive. It really is, especially taking the turns. It honestly feels the best. It's not the tightest, but it's exactly where I want it to be, which is why this car is easily the best car in the game for me personally. We're gonna go to the LS car meet. Gonna put some fenders on it because I feel like it might look better with just the rear fenders. I don't like the front fenders, so I'm gonna do that. And while we're there, we're gonna do a little warm-up. It should give us a good profile of how the engine sounds because of the reverb in the parking lot downstairs. So let us do that. But yeah, for some reason in this game, I just went with the black and yellow colorway, literally for everything. I just realized that the reason I didn't consider the rear fenders was because it's actually part of the, I believe it's the rear bumper, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there we go, yeah. They're not fenders, sorry, they're canards. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I want to put the fenders on, or the canards, sorry. And I also got new license plate that I never knew you could get custom license plate in this game. Yeah, let's take it for a run. But yeah, this is the parking garage downstairs. And as you can hear, the engine sounds way louder. And you can actually hear like a bit of the bassier profile. It just sounds insane to me. Like, sure, it's not the fastest car, but like I said, it's the funnest car for me personally to drive. Get a little handbrake action. The thing with the handbrake in this game is the camera spins along with you slower, but then it stays there. Do you know what I mean? When you correct the oversteer. I really wish there was an option to where you could make it like most car games, like Car X Drift, but it's whatever. It's just something I can ignore. Try and get more speed and show you what I mean. So you see how, like, when I drift there, that was really good. It stayed true, but for example there, where I didn't actually break traction, it's just really weird because I don't know. I guess I just have to get used to the drifting in this game with the handbrake. Also, I'm not sure if you can notice, but I've got off-road tires for that extra traction. Now, I haven't tried comparing it to the normal wheels, but they actually do make a difference. Having off-road tires does increase traction and improves your off-road capabilities. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put on high-end tires and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, so we're going to change the wheels. I know for a fact that off-road and tuner wheels increase the traction. This looks pretty decent, the Uzo. All right, let's go with the Uzo. can't really tell much of a difference while using the handbrake. Let's see with like just normal braking. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a difference. I feel like the off-road tires increase the handling, believe it or not. The turning radius is much more tighter with the off-road. Like right there, a bit of problems there. Here, not much of an issue. But in the tire turns, that's when I have a bit of like a difficult time. Like right here. See, I've got to slow down a significant amount to actually stay within. I'm gonna go back to the off-road tires, and then I'm gonna test them one more time and see if it's, you know, it's actually something that's tangible. It's a tangible difference, or is it, you know, a placebo effect? So let's do that. I'm just gonna go with the mudslinger again. And we're gonna test her out one more time. I'm at this point 100% sure it increases your turning radius. All right, let's test her out. I can already tell that it's way more responsive, like in its turning. Like you see that right there. Look at that. Just really tight turning radius right there. And it actually slides a bit, which helps significantly. And it's crazy how like I can control it. It's really dependent on how much speed you have, which is why I didn't really skid there. But let me see how much skid would there be if I go faster. Yeah, a significant amount. So I can actually drift just using the reverse button instead of having to engage the handbrake. Like right there, just amazing performance here. That is insane. That is actually really cool. It feels better than it looks as well. Like when you take into account the sound, the way the engine behaves and responds, how responsive the car is, especially with off-road wheels, and how sick it looks, and honestly how cheap it is, because you're not spending millions. I mean, it is 1.9, I believe, nearly 2 million for this car, but it's still fucking sick. Like I'd rather drive this than a lot of the supercars. But anyway, enough yapping. Let's take it to the highways. Let's do this shit. Also, another thing about this car, I love driving in first person. I tried driving it with a sun strip when I first got it, and it kind of hindered my visibility, so I removed it. But it genuinely feels awesome driving it first person. I was doing the Clockenbell Farms heist, and accidentally put it to first person only. And I was wondering, like, why couldn't I switch to third person? So I was forced to drive it like this, and I had no issues at all. Yeah, let's do this. I hope I don't crash a lot, but yeah. Rest assured, if I do crash, I'm keeping it in. There's not going to be any editing out of anything. Just the boring bits. Oh shit. Only thing I really wish is if you could increase the amount of traffic on the roads. So you could like actually cut properly, but whatever. Just go faster, innit? It's always the answer, just go faster. Except if it's IRL, in which case, just, you know, drive within your speed limits. I just can't get over the yellow of this car. It looks fucking insane. It's the race yellow. It pops. Only thing I really wish is they had more liveries. They've got like the black stripe, which is sick. Kind of makes it look like a Mustang again, but it's got this weird like pink outline, which just doesn't fit with the yellow. So unless you're trying to go for like that 80s like retro like weird color palette shit. But anyway, I'm gonna try to reach high speed with this. The road's coming up now, right after these little bends here. I'm gonna floor it. I'm gonna see what top speed I can get. And I'm gonna try and use the double clutch if it even helps. Alright. Right after this turn, I'm gonna try and go for top speed. Unfortunately, there's no digital speedometer, so I'm gonna have to rely on the visuals, but I don't know what that was, but I mean, it isn't the fastest car, it is a sports car after all, but I just can't get over how it sounds, how it drives, how it handles, how it responds to your inputs. It's amazing. And I'm not even a car guy, so it's pretty insane. I've always thought the Energy RH8, which I've custom fitted with the Benny's custom parts, I believe, it looks the best. And honestly, it drives decent. I just don't really like the way it sounds when you compare it to this car right here. Not the biggest BMW fan, but I go crazy over the R32 and R34 variants of the Skyline. But this car just feels way better, so this is easily my favorite. It's my #1 car. I'm considering doing like a mission, but I'm gonna keep it short for this one. If you enjoyed it, do like and subscribe. I've been Nosferatu. This is the Sentinel GTS. Forward to more GTA 5 videos, and hopefully when GTA 6 releases, I am out. Peace.